good, Daniel? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? Yeah, same to you, man. It's Tuesday, man. It's Tuesday, man. Almost 5 o'clock. Somebody finna get off work. Real spill. Real spill, man. It's all good on my end of the field. It's all good, man. I just tapped in for a few minutes, man. It's hot outside. So I just pulled up. I tapped in for a few minutes to see what the people got going on. That's for real. See what the people got going on, man. I ain't gonna be here too long. It's a good day, though. It's a good day. It's a good day, man. Real talk. It's a good day, man. We'll see what happens. We will see what y'all hit that like button when y'all show up, man. Do not come in here and don't hit the like button. Real talk. Real spill, man. Don't come in here and don't hit that like button. That's the #1 rule of the day. Hit the like button. If you don't do nothing else, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. As we talk about this conversation, man, or should I say, the tragedy that happened down there at Camp Mystic, man. It's a hell of a tragedy, man. I couldn't even imagine what it felt like being asleep like that and to wake up to all that water. It's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. Real spill. It's a hard pill to swallow. Yep, it's a hard pill to swallow, man. But it is what it is, man. Thank you. I appreciate it for letting me know that, huh? Thank you for letting me know that. I'll be sure to keep that on my mind, huh? Say y'all hit that like button, man. Somebody just let me know something new. I appreciate you for telling me that, man. Bye. We'll get back with you. See you later on. I'll see you later on, man. We'll get back with you. Bye. We'll get back with you. Y'all hit that like button, man, for real. Oh, Big Face in the building, man. What's good, Big Face? What you got going on today, man? Get at me. What you got going on, man? It's been a long day, but I'm right here, though. It's been a long day, but I'm right here, man. What's going on? Huh? You get in that truck later on or what? Oh, you already in that truck. That's a bit. Make sure wherever you go, it ain't doing no raining. Real spill, man. And always keep your eye on that weather, man. Real talk. Cause it was a sad thing that happened the other day down there to all them kids, man. You know what I'm saying? That was a hell of a situation what happened to them kids the other day, man. And some of them still missing. I couldn't even imagine, man. in the bed 2:30 in the morning and you wake up, your bed floating down the river or your whole house floating down the river. Come on, man. Real talk. That's some hell of a... It's just, man, I don't like, some people say it's unfortunate, right? I don't know, man. In that case, you want to question everybody, man. In that case, you want to question everybody. You want to question the higher power or whatever you believe in. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. In that case, and they said, the camp was Christian based, man. It was Christian based. This was a Christian based camp, right? Come on, man. And you mean to tell me that they let the floodgates open on all them kids a Christian base? Sometimes, I don't like to question the higher power, but I'm like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, man. Real talk. What's good, Billy? Let me get this clown out of here, man. We got clowns, this clown showing up, man. Yeah, we got clowns showing up, man. Yeah, get on out of here, man. But my boy said it was something behind. I don't know what was behind it, but I will say this. It was a Christian-based camp, right? And it's a lot of people right now questioning God, right? It's a lot of people questioning God right now, man, because you send your child off to camp to have a good time for the summer, and now you don't see them no more. I don't even know how that feel, man. I swear, I wouldn't even want to know how I feel. Not just as a kid, but as a fucking adult. To be in the bed and at 2:30 in the morning, right? Your whole bed, house, floating down in the river. That's unheard of, man. I'm talking about just washed away. I mean, washed totally away. Ain't no looking back or none of that, man. Look at my boy said, well, let me ask you this. So, now, that's your opinion, right? They question him because they situation. Well, what they put themselves in? What kind of situation they put themselves in? I'm trying to figure out. You said they question him because they situate. What kind of situation they put themselves in? These kids, man. These kids went to camp. These kids ain't put themselves in no position. All they did was go to camp. That's all they did. They just went to camp, man. So they ain't put themselves in no position. All these kids did was go to camp. Real talk. They ain't did nothing but go to camp. And like I said, man, look, man. But yeah, what's up? Can you ask me something? Extended warranty, man. Get out of here, man. Let me get you on out of here, man. Get you on out of here, man. Big face. Get these clowns out of here, man. Yeah. Get these clowns out of here, big face, man. Real talk. Bye, man. Yeah, appreciate it, man. We gonna get back with you later, man. Conduct traffic somewhere else. You can't conduct no traffic over here. Yeah, you can't conduct no traffic over here. Yeah, we'll put you. We'll get back with you, man. We'll get back with you, man. I told you when I show up, all these Told you when I show up, man. You got all these trolls showing up, man. Real talk. Yeah, what's up? Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Real talk. Now the thing was this here. Now, you know they gonna send out a weather alert, right? They gonna send the weather alert out. You know what I'm saying? They gonna send the weather alert out. But at the end of the day, you have to be up and knowledgeable of what they sending out. At 2:30 in the morning, most people sleep. The only people ain't sleep is people on the streets. But these kids inside of a damn camp, they sleep. And it's a lot of grown-ups that live in that area, they sleep. And the floodgates just open up. Damn, what I'm supposed to do? How am I supposed to survive all this motherfucking water? How am I supposed to survive all this water? It's impossible, man. But then they say, that's what's going to take the earth out, is water and fire. And that was some hell of a water the other day, man. Can't make that up, man. You can't make that up, man. That shit was something like a movie. And there's a lot of people still missing. They might, man, I don't know. I'm just saying, man, that nobody adhered to the flash flood warnings, man. They thought it was just an ordinary flash flood warning, man, like it's just going to be some rain coming down. You know, the weatherman will say that from time to time. Be weather advisory, this is a flash flood warning for these areas or whatever. Be careful when you're on the road. They didn't say the goddamn floodgates was going to open up. They didn't say the floodgates was going to open up, and that's what happened. Oh, I like to call it like this here, man. All hell broke loose. You know, all hell broke loose. Ain't no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Big Face said it. So what you trying to say, Big Face? They opened it. What they did? They opened the dam up? That's what you saying? Man, that motherfucker was flooded. They showed it, man. It was so much water. Well, let me ask you this. If you say it didn't rain long enough for all that water, where the water come from then? I like to hear your explanation of all that water. Where did the water come from if it didn't rain long and hard enough? Where? You ain't okay, just like in New Orleans, right? I'm trying to ask you. All I'm saying, I'm talking to Big Face right now. Big Face said it didn't rain long and hard enough for all that water to come in. You know what I'm saying? Where did all the water come from? Can you explain that? Did the dam break? Or are you trying to tell me all that water was executed by men? Real talk. That's all I'm saying. That's what you telling me. No, I don't want you to say nothing. I'm just asking you what you're talking about. I'm just asking what you're talking about. Real talk. Yeah. I see you, Billy G. Get him out of here, man. I appreciate that, man. Y'all told y'all can't come over with all that trolling. Got some people that's going to send your ass to the moon. Yeah. Okay, so you said all this washing away of all these people was did by man. Now, my next question to you is this. For what? Why did they do it? Can you answer that? Why did they do it? Is it any reason behind them unaliving all these kids? Is there any reason why they unalived all these kids? Real spill. Can you help me with that? I mean, we came this far. You said it didn't rain long and hard enough, and you said man put that into play. That's what. Hey man, all I'm trying to ask and see if it wasn't caused by the weather, right? Because I got a couple people in the chat saying that it wasn't caused by the weather, right? Real talk. Or we talking scripture. You can talk whatever you want to talk over here, man. It's freedom of speech, man. If you want to come over here and talk scripture, we got some people in the chat that'll talk scripture with you. But what I'm saying, what I'm talking right now, she started laughing. It was, somebody gave me an answer. And they said, the situation that happened down there, oh, it's all good. Ain't no disrespect, man. That was in a respectful manner. I'm just letting you know that you can come over here and state your opinion without being punished. Because why? We listen and we don't judge. Now, I'm back to what I was saying. They gave a flash flood warning. But my day one big face said that that situation was caused by man because it didn't rain long enough and it didn't rain hard enough. So I'm trying to ask him, what are you saying? Did they open the floodgates up? Yeah, the river overflowed, man. It was high. The river was high. Yeah. They gave flash flood warnings out for that area, man. But the thing about it, though, you got to remember this. Them people was asleep, man. All these people got washed away. They was asleep. Houses and all that got wiped away. Cars turned over. Trees split in half. Explain that. You telling me a fucking man did all that? Well, you had big face. You telling me a man did all of that? Come on, man. That was Mother Nature, man. That was Mother Nature at her finest, man. You know, sometimes she get angry too. Sometimes Mother Nature get angry too. Yeah, just like my boy Billy G said, that river was moving so fast, it was crazy. Ain't no man did that. Nah, ain't no man, and it ain't no floodgate that can open to do all that shit with, man. That shit was Mother Nature at its best, and it was a situation that was unfortunate, and sometime in life, we gonna leave just as soon as we get here. That's all I can say. And I tell y'all all the time, tomorrow ain't promised. That's why they say, don't put off what you can do today for tomorrow, because tomorrow ain't promised. And it's a lot of people at that mystic camp thought they had a tomorrow, not knowing that it was going to be their last day on this earth, right? And it's an old saying, only the good die young. And sometimes that's true, right? Sometimes that's true, man. But I did hear the damnedest thing the other day, and it kind of ruffled my feathers a little bit, right? I did hear the damnedest thing the other day, and I had to ask myself, what do that have to do with all these kids? What do that have? Somebody told me this here. This is what I heard, right? That's why I say, all this social media shit, man, all this shit is for show. You know what I'm saying? For real. All this shit is for show. Look, somebody, this came from a female, and I tell you, voluntary ignorance is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Voluntary ignorance is fucking stupid. This is what this female said, that camp didn't accept black people. It was an all-white camp. They didn't accept black people, right? So I had to ask myself, what do that have to do with kids getting caught up in a tragic storm and being unalive, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but most people don't. I agree with that. But like I said, I heard, when I heard that, when this person said, well, this Camp Mystic didn't accept black people. Well, I mean, what do that have to do with anything? You know, sometimes people take that shit right there too far. The black and white shit. As if that had something to do with all them people being unalive. Because they didn't accept it. Okay, it could have been a camp full of black Americans, right? And that water come through there, it's going to do the same thing it did to them. Because Mother Nature don't discriminate. If that's the case, when it turned through a town, certain people still be alive. If it was a race-based situation. So when I heard that shit, I said, you know what? Some people on this fucking social media need not to say nothing at all. Because if you hear how ignorant you were when you said that they didn't accept black people at this camp, what the fuck do that got to do with anything? Nothing at all. You got people out here missing that was swept away while they was asleep. That ain't got nothing to do with black and white. Nothing to do with black and white. Real spill. That has nothing to do with black and white. And I also heard, well, that's a red state. As if they saying that was a Republican state and that in which what happened, they had that coming. Right? What the fuck do that got to do with anything? What do that have to do with anything? What do Democrat and Republic have anything to do with people being swept away in the middle of the night? It don't have nothing to do with nothing, man. That's why I say, we live in a ignorant society where people are ignorant, man. All they know to do is to say hurtful things when people are already hurting. That's real. We live in a society where people don't know nothing to do but hurt. You see these people already struggling. Mothers, fathers sent their kids to camp. They have a good time. And now they not coming back home. They ain't coming back home. And for somebody to come up here and say, well, that's a red state. And some of the people blaming this shit on Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the fucking United States president. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump is the president. He don't control no fucking weather. But I get it. People still stuck on that shit about how he won the election and this state is a blue state. This state is a red state. That ain't got nothing to do with 161 people. Yeah, probably the majority of those people are kids that are missing. And that's what's crazy about it, man. But I get it, man. You know, attention in this world is like currency, man. That's the next money. Attention. Right? Attention in this world is like currency for real. Yeah. I could agree, you know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying, man, look, you know, you done heard some of the damnedest shit. That's a red state. They didn't do this for disaster. They didn't do that for disaster. Man, what do the state? Fuck the state, man. We talking about people's lives are gone, man. You know, people ain't gonna never see their kids no more. They send these kids to camp to enjoy themselves. And for somebody to come along and say, well, that's good that happened to them. They didn't want to accept no black people. And what's so called about looking at this here? Most of the kids that were at the camp, they was being counseled by 17, 18-year-old teenagers. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Yeah. They was being guided by 17 and 18-year-old teenagers, man. Real talk. Yeah. But I understand, man, we live in a fucked up world where, man, people so disgruntled, they so fucking hurt, right? They see a situation where people are grieving and going through shit. What do? Instead of pouring water on it, they pour gasoline on the people and burn them up. That's crazy, man. But that's the kind of society we live in. You know what I'm saying? We live in a society where, man, people ain't got no empathy towards nothing, man. Especially the people that don't see nothing but black and white. You know, or they don't see nothing but Democrat and Republican. You know, for somebody to come out and say, well, that's a red state. Or they don't have disaster. All this old shit. What do they got to do with anything, man? I was always taught if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say shit at all. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no doubt. Yeah. Everything about that situation, man, is that everything in life is already written. Your final chapter has already been written. Right? And you never know when you're going to be called on. And on that particular day, those people that were swept away, regardless of their age, they was being called on. You know, whatever you believe in, they had another plan for those people. However, I'm not talking about the people that got swept away. I'm talking about the cold-hearted people that don't have empathy for the fucking families that is still waiting on that phone call to say, hey, we found your son. We found your daughter. I'm talking about them people. The people that make inconsiderate statements. Them the people that need to move around. You know? And like I said, nothing ever seems to amaze me on this app, or period, on social media, period. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Yeah. That's why I said, man, it's crazy, man. Real talk. It's just, we live in a society, man, where people don't give a damn, man. They'll do anything for the attention, man. It ain't. Let's check this out. It ain't no different than people coming in the chat, right? That's what I compare that to. It ain't no different from when I go live and people come in the chat just to be seen, because they should not heard, but they want to be seen though. And that's what this social media is, right? People will come in the chat just to be seen. So it ain't no different than people sitting around waiting for somebody downfall for them to get 2 seconds of attention. That's the way I see situations, right? I see situations all the time like that. And we know one thing. Every day, a situation gonna take place. And we know our situations ain't gonna be good. Real talk. We know our situations ain't gonna be good, man. But anyway, man, you never know what tomorrow gonna bring. You never ever know what tomorrow gonna bring. You never know, man. All I can say is this here, man. Always wake up, right? And try to be a better person than you were the day before, man. That's all you can do. But don't ever think that this world is rooting for you to win. Nah. If you think that, you crazy. If you think that, you crazy. People get more out of the train wreck, right? People get more. If that flood had happened and all those people would have survived, guess what would have happened? It wouldn't have been shit to talk about. Because we live in a society where people clap for the train wreck. If it's a train wreck, The only way it's good is if the people was in the wreck be unalive. See, it ain't no good when the people survive, cause it ain't no fucking story. Remember what I told you? We live in a society where people are waiting for the train wreck, but they don't want the people to survive. They want the people to be unalive so it can be a good story. Hey man, look, you know what I'm saying? Everything is content now. Everything. Like this guy right here, can you say my brother's name? Man, you can say his name. You on here, type his name in there. And everybody will see it. Everybody will see it. Real talk. But I get it. You know, people look for attention, man. Live in a world where attention is king. And if attention was cash, guess what? Everybody will be rich. Because that's what everybody's chasing. They chasing attention. You know, I don't care what it is. You know, people set their ass on fire for some attention. Real talk. And that's, yeah, people set their ass on fire for some attention. But at the end of the day, it's your ass. Set it on fire. Set it on fire. Real talk. But if only potential was of currency, everybody would be rich. But just so happens it's not. You can't cash that shit in. So when you do seek attention, make sure it makes some sense. Ain't nothing wrong with the attention. But don't go to the attention with voluntary ignorance. Make sure it makes some sense. And if a situation where people was unalive, guess what? And I agree with you. The irony, you can get paid off attention. Yes, you can. I will agree with that. You said some real then. That was real. You can get paid for attention. But make sure the attention makes some sense, though. That's all I'm saying. Make sure it makes some sense. Make sure the attention makes some sense. And what I'm saying is the attention that this person was seeking the other day when they made this statement about that Camp Mystic wouldn't allow blacks in the camp. That's the attention I'm talking about that wasn't needed. Because this shit ain't got nothing to do with black and white. It has nothing to do with black and white. That's the attention I'm needing. That's the attention I'm talking about. Voluntary ignorance attention. Now, if we can agree to that, we in. But if we can't, then you just as ignorant as the person that said that. And the other statement was made, well, this is a red state. What do that have to do with 161 people missing? Yeah. What did that have to do with? Always has to do with black and white. What do 161 people have to do with black and white? Can you anybody answer that? What do 161 people have to do with black and white? So you telling me that camp would have been exempt if it was all blacks? That's what you telling me. And if the shoe was on the other foot, it had all been all blacks that's floating away, what would it be then? What would it be then? Black people, I mean, come on, man. Come on, quit playing, man. You see black people drown every day, man. Black people let their fucking kids drown. Black people leave their fucking kids in a hot-ass car. So black people not exempt from certain situations. Black people unalive black people every day. So they not exempt from that shit. Black people shoot up motherfucking me album release parties. Come on, man. Don't come on here talking about no motherfucking black people. I've been black a long time. Don't tell me what my people do. But I'm going to give a ball, a strike, a strike. I told you, I ain't into voluntary ignorance. If you're going to be here, you got to go all the way across the board. If you're going to be here, you have to go all the way across the board with it. You can't come in here trying to dictate the narrative about no black and white. Everything ain't black and white. Real talk. Everything ain't black and white. And I know my fucking black history. That's what I do know. I've been black a long time. Yeah. It ain't got nothing to do with black and white. Because you want to bring up what black people don't do. We live in a society where this is a copycat world. So don't try to make it exempt what black people don't do. You brought that up. I just addressed it. And we just having a conversation. It ain't no disrespect. Real spill. Ain't no disrespect. We just having a conversation, man. Real talk. Would I send my kids to a flood alley, right? I can answer that question. I can answer that question. I'll tell you what I would do. I pay attention to the fucking weather report when they say it's a flash flood warning. I will do that. And that's what they didn't do. They didn't do that. Yeah. And you can answer. Fine. Thank you for asking it for me. Thank you for asking it for me. But regardless of the fact, nobody knew that shit was gonna happen. The people that live down there floated away. The people that what you say about the people that live there? People live there. They floated away too. Shit. Come on, Shot, give me something. We just having a conversation. We ain't doing no tripping. It's people that live there floated away, not just the people at the camp. Hell no. I can agree with you on that. No. No. Hell no, I wouldn't live in no flooded area. That's for sure. Yeah. Nope, I will not. But you got people every day take chances to do a lot of things. Life exists on a chance. We all took a chance this morning when we woke up. They took a chance and shit happened. It has nothing to see. There you go again. Exactly. Black people don't. It's black people live down there, bro. Come on, man. It's black people live down there. Real talk. It's black people live in that area. Yeah. That's like this person said, I heard the warning horn. Yeah, the hornet. Oh, I heard the one. I heard the same thing. They said, not my black people. Shout out, man. Shout out to Shot, man. Appreciate the convo, man. You can come here anytime you get ready, man. Appreciate the convo, man. Yeah, I already told you over here we listen, we don't judge, man. Appreciate it. Said not my black people. Facts. Yeah. Real talk, man. At least you got your point across, man. And I can respect that, man. Real spill. I respect that. I really do, man. Yeah. You welcome me anytime you get ready, man. Bring that conversation over with me, man. I entertain it as long as we get something out of it. But I can't entertain voluntary ignorance, though. You know what I'm saying? I can get something out of it because guess what? I ain't the smartest person in the world. If I am, we in trouble. Ain't no doubt. Only strong survive. Real spill. I can't even argue with you on that, homie. Real spill. I swear I can't argue with you on that. And guess what? I deem black people to be some of the strongest people in the world. Real spill. I sign off with that. I will sign off with that. But sometimes we go the other way and we don't follow the warning signs of certain situations, and we find ourselves in the same situation as other people. And then all you can do is ask yourself, oh man, why they do that? They know better than that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes they'll say, man, why did they do that? That person know better than that. And that's where that part come in, where you say, black folks don't do that, right? But sometimes I gotta question that, because a lot of things I say the same shit, not my black people, real spill. That's why I said I can't argue with you on that. You stand on that, that's what you stand on, not your black people, right? Real spill. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what kind of black people you talking about. You might be talking about people from the trenches, people you grew up with, you know, people that got it out the mud, you know, them might be your people, right? So that's why I say, I can't even go back and forth with you about your people, because you know your kind of people versus me knowing your kind of people. And your motherfucking opinion count over here. That's why I say it's all good. And you can come back to this motherfucker anytime you get ready. Well, I'll take, hey man, check this out. Let me speak on that shit one time. I'm talking about black people with some sense. Hey man, ain't too many of us left though. What you say about that? What you say about that? It ain't too many of us left. I wouldn't either, man. You know, I wouldn't buy the motherfucker down there either. But once again, you got black people that live down there. So I'm assuming them ain't your kind of black people. Big boss man in the building. Ain't no doubt. I wouldn't either. I'm going to give a ball, a strike, a strike. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Real talk. I'm going to give a ball, a strike, a strike. That's one thing about me, man. And for those that don't know, I am Mr. 110, where I keep it 110. I work across every day, all day. And I listen and I don't judge. Everybody got a motherfucking voice over here. Yeah. Anybody that comes to the platform got a voice. Real talk. Ain't no doubt. Appreciate it, man. Just know you can come back anytime you want to. And guess what? You can bring 20 more people as long as they just like you. I can't deal with people that want to get off but don't want to let nobody else get off. Right? I ain't gonna never kick you out. Real spill. I ain't gonna kick you out. This ain't that kind of platform. This is the people's platform. Because without the people, it wouldn't be no motherfucking platform. So I respect that. Real talk, man. Yeah. Just so you know, I am from the trenches. I am from there. And I got some sense. I'm one of the ones that got some sense. Yeah. I ain't gonna build no motherfucking house down there. Yeah. I can feel that, man. It's all good, man. Yeah. Real talk. That's a tragic situation, though, man. And I didn't look at black and white when that shit happened, man. I just looked at people, man. And that's where I do it, man. That's why I always say I got to give a ball, a strike, man. At the end of the day, people are people, whether they don't have no sense or have sense. Because sometimes people make moves and they don't think it's going to affect the people that's behind them. And that's in any race. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them kids, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was mainly speaking on, because a person made a statement, man, and said that that was a red state, as if the Republican state had something to do with all those kids missing, man. That didn't have nothing to do with it, man. You know? But I knew when I heard that statement that came from a person that was hurt during this political race between Trump and Harris. That's where that came from. That person was hurt because the person they voted for didn't get in the White House. And that's why they said by somebody red state. And them the kind of people I stay away from. Because you impose hurt on everybody you meet. That's why I said this shit ain't about no black and white, man. This about having empathy for people, kids not coming back home. Real spill. And that's just the way I move. You know, I feel like this here. You know what I'm saying? That's good. They need to be fired. They need to be fired. If you put people in a position where that many people got unalived, firing just the part of it. It needs to be charges pressed. You need to be held accountable for your actions, and your actions cause people to lose their life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my thing is this right here, right? Check this out. You know, sometimes as parents, people don't do their homework. And the reason why I say that, because most parents that work, right? You know what I'm saying? Let me speak on that where you said you got to blame the parents, right? Now, we live in a society where sometime in the home, it's only one parent, right? And that parent has to work all the time. So they don't get time for themselves. So when the opportunity come up to send kids to a place that's supposed to be a safe environment, sometimes parents don't think twice. They just send the kids with the hopes of them returning back home safely, right? So I don't think them people sent their kids there to not come back home. I think they sent them kids there, man, because they probably worked all year and they needed a break. And this particular situation was available and they didn't see no harm in it because nobody can see what was going to happen before it happened, man. Because I rest assured, if those people knew that their kids wasn't coming back home, that trip wouldn't have been made. So, you know, we can't, you know, I just think sometimes, like you said, man, parents need to dig a little bit deeper, but I don't think they seen that. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. I can agree with that, man. Like I said, we can always agree to disagree, man. Ain't no right, no wrong, man. You know, real talk. Everything is opinionated based until it becomes a fact. And the fact in the matter is it's 161 people still missing. Now, who's at fault? Nobody can say. You know what I'm saying? Nature's cleaning the house. Real talk, man. That's why I said what I said a while ago, man. Life is a challenge, man. And everything in life is a chance. We exist on a chance, or we take a chance every morning we get up. Yeah, color doesn't matter. It's the arrogance. Yeah. Real spill. And I think sometimes, even when people in a position and they financially well off, they think sometimes that shit is going to be a substitute for nothing not to happen. I think that sometimes happen too. And you can put that right up in the mix with arrogance, because people that's financially well off, they are very arrogant. And they think every situation is a safe situation. But it's really not. Because we know one thing. Any and everything can happen everywhere. At any time. Real spill. And that's just about it in the fact. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can agree with that. You know, I can agree with that. That's why you get to the point where some kids know they financially well off and they disrespect the other kids that are not, because the parent tolerates this shit at home. But money don't protect you from debt. You know what I'm saying? Money don't protect you from debt. Money don't protect you from nothing but not being put out, and you having somewhere to stay. Yeah, the camp team, that's what I'm saying. It was 17 years old. That right there alone, real spill, since you brought that up, that right there alone would have made me say no. Because if I'm sending my child to a camp where the volunteers are 17, 18, that's a red flag for me. But I can't speak for the other people. I can't speak for the other people. They felt safe at sending their kids somewhere where 17 and 18 or whatever age was in charge of this situation. No, that's a red flag for me, because a 17-year-old cannot properly conduct or even discipline a child that's close to their age. And we know one thing, in today's world, guess what? Kids grow up quick. Say black folks have woken up from sleep. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, this is, like I said, I always try to look at scenarios on a ball to strike situation, right? I don't never look at them from a black and white standpoint, right? Because I don't ever want to show bias in one area or another. I don't operate like that. Because if I do that, what I'm saying is that one race is superior over the other. And in some cases, that is true. But in this case, it's not. Because race had nothing to do with it. Nature claimed the lives of these people that was out there. And the only people that was negligent was the people that didn't adhere to the fucking floods that it was coming in that area. Hey, I have something called black fatigue. I don't know what it is. You can answer that. I'll tell you what you do to answer that. You have to come back as a black person and you can answer that yourself. Yeah, you can come back as a black person, you can answer that yourself. And then we all know what black fatigue is, because I don't know what the fuck it is. What's good? What's good? Appreciate it, boss man. I don't know what black fatigue is. Real talk. Yeah. What's up, Roxanne? Hey, man, that's fine, man. I'm not trying to change your opinion on nobody, man. You are who you are no matter where you go. Like I said, you are who you are no matter where you go. Real spill. You know what I'm saying? But before we get too far into that, address the matter, right? Address the situation before you get too far into that. And understand one thing. 500 years ago, when it was slavery, right? The white man wasn't the only one that owned the slave. Remember what I just told you. During that time, the white man wasn't the only people that owned slaves. You figure the rest out for yourself. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? You figure the rest out for yourself. Yeah. I already know it's facts, boss man. You already know I'm going to address it as they bring it. Especially when they go to talk about black. I've been black a long time. Don't try to fuck with me about my blackness. Real spill. That's the worst thing you can do. I'm not the one that believe in Christmas. Or I'm not the one that celebrate 4th of July. Yeah. 1746 was Independence Day. But the black man was still in chains. But yet and still today, a lot of blacks barbecue, cook ribs, chicken. How about that? Yeah. So when you come here, you got to know your history. Got to know your history. If you black. If you black, you got to know your history when you come here. And that's facts. Because if not, if not, it ain't going to end well for you. I am very diverse on both sides of the field. On both sides of the field. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you, I ain't dumb by far, but I ain't the smartest person in the room anyway. Because if I am, we all in trouble. Real talk. But it is what it is. Now, let's go out with this like I always go out. For those that tapped in, I appreciate it. For those that subscribed, I appreciate it. I am who? Mr. 110, where I keep it 110 all the way across every day, all day. And the day is no different. Until next time, y'all do me a favor. Stay up, stay free, and stay out of the way. Because if you don't do those things right there, it might not be no tomorrow for you. Salute.